to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly, but fires have been started, and there's a crowd that is relishing that. There is a deep sense of grievance and complaint here, and that is the thing, that when you discount people who are doing things to public property that they shouldn't be doing, it does have to be understood that this city has got, for the last several years, an issue with police, and it's got a real sense of the deep sense of grievance of inequality.
I'm sorry. It's just the absurdity. And those same people today are calling what happened at the Capitol an insurrection. As we have pointed out, folks, BLM and Antifa seize whole cities and declare themselves separate from the United States. But none of those folks at MSNBS or any one of them actually declared an insurrection for any of those actions. It's just, what do we call it? Fiddling while Rome burns, right, ladies and gentlemen? Let me bring in Diamond and Silk. Of course, you folks can catch their program right here on the weekends on Newsmax TV. Ladies, Happy New Year. It is great to see you. Would you do me a favor and just comment on the duplicity of the press, calling what happened, out of over 100,000 folks at the U.S. Capitol, a small section, a couple hundred folks break off and break in. They're calling that an insurrection, but BLM and Antifa laid siege to American cities and property for months, and they never once called it an insurrection.
That's the hypocrisy of the left. This is what they do. Antifa and Black Lives Matter, they wreak havoc in our country, burning down business, looting businesses,
yes.
People livelihoods destroyed. Nothing from the left. They call that peaceful protesting. And then you have people go up there to the Capitol, maybe a few hundred or 100 of them break off and do whatever. Now you've deemed everybody as that's a Trump supporter as an extremist or a terrorist. I think that this is a sad day in history when people are being demonized because of the color of their politics.
That's right.
I think that is so very sad, and it's so hypocritical of the left. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make it out that Trump supporters are the ones that's creating all of this problem. Understand this here. When Kavanaugh was being sworn in, what happened when those people, the left, swarmed the Capitol? Nobody was shot.
No.
They were able to protest. And some of it, to me, didn't look all that peaceful. These people are straight hypocrites of what they are.
Absolutely. And you know what, Mr. Biden, and we brought this up in the preamble earlier, ladies, his first act, and I've said this, he's already failed because he passed himself on, we need to bring civility back to the country. We need to unify the country. And his first act was to comment on what happened in Washington and call Trump supporters terrorists. That's his first unifying act. But that's what all leftists and socialists do, right?
That's what they all do. But what about the people that was being terrorized this summer? People being pulled out of their cars, beaten, gunned down. What about the police officer that was shot? The left didn't give a darn about him and him being shot. What about that? This is the hypocrisy of the left, and all Americans should see this. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on political. What the left is doing is wrong. And how the media is putting a spin on this is absolutely wrong. If you're going to tell it, you need to tell the whole truth and not a half truth.
That's right.
Yeah, and then there's the other aspect of this, and I wanted you guys to weigh on this, because now we're getting word of businesses firing people who are part of the overwhelming majority of folks who were just standing outside in the cold, holding flags, and they weren't doing anything illegal whatsoever. So now we have people getting fired. However, when BLM and Antifa were killing, I think I stopped counting at 26 people that BLM and Antifa, mostly minorities, innocent people they killed over the last 6 to 8 months. When that was going on, no corporations would ever stand in the way of anybody showing support for BLM and all their violence and killing and looting and burning. It's hypocrisy at its worst.
It is. And these corporations that fire people for exercising their First Amendment right, which is our constitutional right to do, need to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
That's right.
We have a constitution. They have a right to peacefully protest, and you don't have a right to demonize them, vilify them, signal them out, and fire them because you don't like their peaceful protest.
That's right.
Yep, guys, you know, when Trump was elected, they founded the resistance on the other side, the socialists and the communists. So, hey, you know what? They've shown us the way. So we are going to be on the Chris Salcedo Show looking to figure out ways to stop Biden and his merry band of Marxist-Leninists from hurting our families, hurting our communities, and hurting our country. What do you guys have coming up this weekend?
Well, we talk about the historic speech that the president gave on January the 6th. You know, we were right there when we talk about how it all went down and what he want to do about voter voting and voter reform.
Yeah.
And we also talk about the Constitution. And you know, we have an itch of the week. So make sure you join us Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Diamond and Silk, crystal clear.
It's more passion than you can actually fit into a program. Right there with those ladies. And hey, Happy New Year to both. And from me to you, mwah.
Mwah.
See you guys next week. Folks, stick with us. We got more coming up. The Chris Salcedo Show on Newsmax TV.